Hey you guys, it's your girl AJ, the Glamour Witch, and I am back for another video. So today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own homemade Florida water. Yes, so if you've watched a few of my videos and you've seen me use the traditional standard Florida water that you can actually purchase at a metaphysical shop, and you can actually purchase it at CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid if you really hunt. Some locations don't have it, but most of them do. And Florida water is a cleansing agent. It's meant to refresh, clear, purify, and raise the vibrational frequency. I use it pretty much in every video that you've seen me use it in. And I love Florida water, but it's always more powerful and more potent when you make it yourself. So today we're going to be making it from scratch. I've made my own, but this is just easy to buy on hand when you don't have time to do this process, because this is a process and you're going to want to make sure that you take your time with this, because this is going to be your own personal Florida water. So you want to put some extra love and care and attention in this. So if you want to learn how to make your own Florida water, just keep watching.
Come and cast a spell with me. Come and cast a spell with me.
Okay, so let's talk about Florida water for just a second. Florida water, this company, Murray and Landman, is a company that's been here in the US for quite a while. What does it say? Usually it says since some period of time, but yeah, this is a pretty traditional company. It's pretty much been used to cleanse and clear and purify, but it is basically a cologne. It's like either like a Hoyt's cologne or whatever the case may be, an aftershave that people usually would put on, especially men. It grew popular in the US because of the fragrance and the scent, and it's been used across the board for women and men for a very, very long time. And I honestly don't know how it got picked up in the spiritual community, but nevertheless, it has become a huge part of my practice, and a lot of people who practice magic and spiritual healing or whatever the case may be, they use this as a way to keep their space clean. Now, if you don't know anything about Florida water, it is really, honestly, one of my favorite things about cleansing is because not only does it smell really great, it raises the vibration, it takes negativity off of you, breaks things off of you. It's really great for activating and motivating certain aspects of your chakras. You can really program it to do pretty much anything. You can have it programmed to bring in money and opportunity and good fortune, more positivity, more love, more beauty into your life. You can really program this Florida water to do whatever it is that you want it to do whenever you activate it. But more importantly, what we typically use it for is to cleanse. So let's say we're going to be doing a candle working. We'll take the Florida water and cleanse off any energies that are not in alignment with our intention and that are going to stop and hinder the vibrational frequency of whatever it is that we're trying to do. We don't want to muddy energies when we're trying to manifest something. A lot of times people also will use it to wash their windows, clean their countertops, and to just refresh their space overall. They'll spray it in their car, they'll spray it in their office space or wherever they're going to be, where there's going to be a lot of people's energy circulating, to just continuously bring in that higher vibration and to clear out anything that is going to stop that vibration from remaining at its best. So when we make Florida water, we are making it as a magical support or a magical aid. So the important thing to remember here is that this is going to be customizable for whatever it is that you personally need in your practice. So you can really do whatever it is that you want to do. I will show you some basic things that I think you should absolutely, without a doubt, make sure are in your Florida water batch. I'll share with you a couple of things that I put in. I'm not going to show you the whole recipe that I have, because your girl gotta have something, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna show you a lot of it, and then you can kind of adapt whatever it is that you want to do with it and add things that are special to you into the mix. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to get a mason jar. This is about 16, maybe a little bit more than that. If you are going to be using a smaller mason jar, you're going to put less of the ingredients in. Okay, common sense. If you want to get more out of this, you're going to want to make sure that there's enough space that you can fill it up with whatever liquid that you're going to be using towards the end to really concentrate this blend. So keep that in mind. I actually have 2 mason jars here that I'm going to be using, but I'm going to show you with this one how you're going to do it, how you're going to activate it, and all the different properties. So first things first, like I said, mason jar, and you're going to want to cleanse this with some type of a smoking agent. So I'm just going to take this sage bundle here. This is a dragon's blood sage bundle that you can actually purchase on my website, theglamourwitch.com. Shameless plug. First things first, that is very, very important for any Florida water that I personally feel like is necessary, is going to be citrus. So we have here, you can't see this, we have lemon, lime, and orange, okay? I did 3 slices of each, but you can do as many as you can, and I might not put them all in here, but citrus is always been a great cleansing agent in our spiritual practice. It's important to have this in there in the mix because citrus is going to, one, actually clean and cleanse the work that you're doing, and it's going to promote positive energy. It's going to attract higher vibrations. It's also going to attract success, and we're going to program it and activate it for that purpose, okay? The next thing I'm going to add in that I find is really essential to the work is I'm going to add in Palo Santo, and I'm gonna add in some sage here. Now I have some like sage bits from the bag that I use for this is actually one of the storage bags for the stuff on my shop, the sage on my shop. Palo Santo and sage are just very important in general for cleansing, but Palo Santo raises the vibrational frequency. It keeps positive energy coming towards you and in the space, while sage clears and removes everything. So if we clear and remove everything, we need to be putting stuff back in. And if you haven't had a chance to go and watch my smudging video, then go ahead and check that out, where I talk about the purposes of different types of smoke clearing and why it's important not to just cleanse with sage and leave it that way. You need to put something in there. So we're gonna put in, we have 3 pieces of Palo Santo, okay? We're gonna bless and activate the Palo Santo. And now we are going to add in our dragon's blood sage, okay? Now the dragon's blood is also going to be great for purifying and cleansing. It's gonna give it that extra little burst of energy and power. So just remember that, you know, regular sage is fine too, or if you have sage that you would buy for food, that's also okay as well in this blend. Next on the list is going to be rosemary. Okay, so this is actually fresh rosemary, and I'm not going to put in all the sprigs because, again, we want to make sure that we're making space for all the things that are going to be going in here. So I'm going to just put 1 sprig of rosemary. And rosemary is protective. It also has elements that are going to aid in magical working, especially if you are a female. And it really does fortify and empower magical energy. So we're going to bless and activate it for protection. Next is going to be cinnamon. Cinnamon is, I'm actually going to be using cinnamon sticks. I'm just going to break this one off. Cinnamon is great for, one, increasing magical power, but it also brings good luck, good fortune, and it breaks off negativity, curses, hexes, and all types of stuff. So I don't want this to just be something that's cleansing, but I also want it to heighten my energy, bring energy back to me, and bring good fortune towards me. So I'm going to bless it and activate it for that purpose. Next on the list is going to be rose petals. Rose is one of the highest vibrating plants on the planet, and obviously for a lot of reasons, but I want there to be a loving vibration in this blend, so I'm going to put quite a bit of rose in there. Okay, if you have fresh roses that you want to put in there, that's fine too. I only have dry right now, so that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so we're going to bless and activate this rose. Next, I'm going to add in star anise. Star anise is one that smells freaking amazing, but it's really great for luck. It's also good for protection, and I'm going to be using it here as a powerful booster to this. there's a lot of themes in here of providing luck and all good fortune and stuff like that, and that's really what's important to me. But of course, if you wanted something that's a little bit more powerful or more on the protection side more than the cleansing side, if you want something that's just about higher vibrations and not about breaking anything off. But in my personal experience, Star Anise has this vibration of not only bringing in that positive energy, but it also will break off lower vibrational energies and kind of allow that space to kind of remain positive, remain lucky and fortunate. So I want that in there as well. It's a great complement to cinnamon as well. Next on the list is going to be clove. I'm going to use whole cloves here. I'm going to try to stay away from powders if I absolutely can. But if all you have is powder, I would just be, light with the powder. Clove is great for increasing your power, but it also will break off curses, hexes, jinxes, crossings, all those like nasty things that maybe people are trying to put on you. It also clears away and repels negative entities. So we are going to bless and activate for that purpose as well. Next is going to be Juniper. Now, Juniper has long been used for protection. It's one of those powerhouse berries that really it has a lot of properties. I've seen it used in love workings. I've seen it used in Crown of Success. And I actually love the smell of juniper as well. If you ever get juniper essential oil, it really does just knock you right off your feet a little bit with how potent it can be. So we're going to bless and activate this juniper for the purposes of protection, okay? And as you can see, a lot of this is now coming into the protection realm. Hyssop. Now, if you know anything about hyssop, especially in hoodoo practices, hyssop is even spoken about in the Bible as a way to wash away people's sins and purify them. So this is a great herb to have on for removing even negativity that you bring upon yourself, either through your actions or you got to think about it too, like if you're doing any baneful magic, this is a great way of clearing away that energy from yourself. So we're going to bless and activate the hyssop to cleanse and clear away and purify ourselves, okay? Next on the list is going to be Roux. And Roux, again, is also great for purifying and protection. Just be careful if you are pregnant. You don't want to be dealing with Roux, okay? I don't know if there's I feel like that I have to say that because there might be somebody who's watching my videos who's pregnant and wants to make this. This is not going to harm a baby, but it's going to harm you if you're pregnant, okay? So just any ingredients that I have here, obviously you're going to want to check with your doctor if you're pregnant that these things are okay. But Roux, I know for sure, is something that you do not want to be getting in contact with as a pregnant woman, okay? So moving right along, we're going to bless and activate this for protection and purification. Now, I am also going to add in mint. Mint gets things moving. It clears away blockages. It also is great for attracting money and prosperity to you. And I want that for sure in my blend. So I'm going to put in, this is like kind of like a sprig of that and I'm going to just kind of press on these to activate the leaves a little bit, okay? And I know I'm using a lot of fresh herbs too. Typically, if I don't have these things, I will just use my dry herbs. So don't feel like you need to rush out and buy the fresh version. I just find that it smells better because obviously for a multitude of reasons, they're live, and so the plant medicine is active and engaged in the plant already, but you can just use whatever you have on hand, okay? So we're going to bless and activate our mint. Next is going to be lavender. Of course, you can do this either as an essential oil or you can do it the dried way. As I said before, doesn't matter. Intention is intent. And of course, lavender is going to be great for peace. It's going to also promote restful sleep, healing, easing the mind, relaxing the body, restful, sleep and all that, and also helping with things like prophetic visions and dreams, whatever the case may be. So we're going to bless and activate this because I also do divination work, and so I will simultaneously use this as a way to prepare me for spiritual workings and for tarot readings. You're going to want to add some bay, okay? So bay is also really traditional, and I know this is a lot, but if you're gonna, I'm not going to show you everything, but if you're going to do this, you're going to want to make sure you get all your covers, like all the bases covered. So I'm going to add in 3 bay leaves. And bay leaves are great for wishes. They're also great for protection. They're great for luck. They're great for success. They're also really great for substitution. If you don't have one thing, you can always use bay as a substitution herb. And I really, really love bay leaf rituals and all types of stuff. So I'm going to add my bay in here. I'm going to bless and activate this bay, that it bring in protection and remove and clear any obstacles that would stop the flow of positive energy.
Florida water. Have you cleansed yourself today? You need Florida water. Help to wash your sins away. You need Florida water. When the enemy comes for you, you need Florida water. You need Florida water. Baby girl, that sage just ain't gonna do the trick. All of these energies you out here mixing with, ain't enough sage, ain't enough day.
Okay, so I don't even talk about some of the stuff that I put in extra, but it's only because these are my own personal recipe, and because I want to remind you guys that this really is about you and your personal needs. I am here to guide you and here to give you suggestions, but I really want to encourage you guys to envision yourself as powerful magicians and not give your power away to me or any person that may be teaching you magical technique, okay? So now we're going to put in our, I'm going to put in a little bit of my actual Florida water in this. You don't have to do this step, but okay, so we're back. My camera died, which is why it cut off like that. But I have already put in my Florida water, the Florida water that I showed you guys at the beginning, and I've also put in my rubbing alcohol. Now I only have 50% because that's all I sell where I'm at right now, but if you want to put vodka in, that's also a really great choice. Or if you have another type of rubbing alcohol, even 50% is okay. If you want to go even higher than that, that's fine too. So I would stick to it being an alcohol base. If you want this to be a oil, then it's not going to be Florida water, okay? If you pour oil into this, it will not be a Florida water. It's not going to activate the same way, okay? And I will say this too. If you just put water in it, also not going to be okay. This will go rancid over time, and you want this to be preserved. You want the essence of all of the plants in here to be extracted out and to get the full power and potency of everything that you put in here. So it needs to be an alcohol base, okay? So the next process of this is something that I don't see people doing, and we're on the Glamour Witch page where we are extra as fuck, okay? And I'm going to do a couple of extra steps. So as you can see here, I have a white taper candle, and then I have 2 separate oils. I have my empowerment oil. If you haven't had a chance to go and check out this video, you should definitely go check it out. And I also have another oil that is my own little secret blend that I'm not going to share with you guys because, again, like I said, I like to keep some things personal. What I'm going to do with this oil is I'm going to anoint it, the candle. I've cleansed the candle already. I'm going to anoint the candle. I could even, if I wanted to do it, I know what I'm going to put on there, but you don't have to, and I don't do this every time. You can actually inscribe on the candle itself what you want it to do, and basically it's going to charge this work. It's going to activate the ingredients, and it's going to intensify the energies that we already pushed into the jar. It's going to keep building on that. I'm going to light a white candle with these same oils for 3 days, and then I'm going to let the jar sit for a week. So the 3 days plus another 2 days, right? of you know, it sitting and letting it extract everything. Now, some people will say do it for longer than a week, do it for 4 weeks or whatever the case may be, but we're not making a tincture, okay? We're making a Florida water, and it really doesn't have to be that deep. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I kind of want to dig into it as soon as possible. I would let it sit for at least a week. If you want to go longer than that, if you want to do an alchemist month, which is 40 days, and really let it like charge. I mean, if you're really hardcore about it, you know, you can charge it every week and for 40 days, and you know, really make this a force to be reckoned with. You can really do whatever you want to do in your own practice. I'm going to do a week of this and really make sure that I'm charging with the intention, and then by the time that this is done, I will have the full essence of what it is that I'm going to be working on, and then I'm going to sift out the ingredients, add them to another jar, and make another batch basically of the same thing with that with the essence of this jar, just so I can keep, you know, layering that energy and that intention and the potency of that into my next one, okay? And then it'll just be pure. And now you can add this to your spray bottles. If you have a cleaning spray that you want to do, you can use it as a mist. You can, you know, use it as some type of a wash for whatever it is you're doing. You can switch to containers if you'd like to. I really love these little travel size spray bottles that you can get. They're like 3 ounces that you can get in the travel section, because you can take them on the go with you. If you're getting on a flight, you can actually take it with you. This also makes really great hand sanitizer. The higher the alcohol content, the better, right? So just keep that in mind. Actual Florida water itself, like the one that I showed you at the beginning of the video, is really great hand sanitizer, and they recently just started to make Florida water hand sanitizer, so you can actually buy it, charge it with your intention, and be cleaning your hands at the same time, right? So this is the basis of this work, and once you are complete with this, you can, like I said, charge and activate it for whatever it is that you want. I would keep this stored someplace cool, and remember this is flammable, so you know, keep that in mind. Don't just douse the table and then, you know, or whatever, just haphazardly, you know, put it anywhere, or, you know, just be conscious of the fact that this is literally mostly alcohol, okay? So that's it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Be blessed.
Pull out the candles, pull out the crystals, pull out the recipe.